I checked online to try to find a video on replacing the alternator on 04 RX330, and I didn't see anything. The only one that came close made it look like it's a simple job. The problem leading up to this job was the car died spontaneously, and all the electrical had been lost. So I charged up the battery, put a VOM on the battery on the terminals, and was getting anywhere from below 12.5 volts to over 16 volts, and it was spiking and dropping. Just depends on its mood. So I thought it was time to change the alternator, and this is not an easy job. You got to take off a half a dozen things to get to the alternator. Obviously the alternator is already out, and I thought I'd show you what it took to get to that point. You cannot see the adjusting screw worth beans down here. This is what tensions the belt, and you just can't see it very well. You can barely see it, but anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to release this up. You're going to release tension by screwing this in. This, well, I guess maybe what you do first is your big bolt up here that's attaching the alternator where it pivots. You unscrew that one, get release tension. Then you're going to screw this bolt in, which releases tension on the belt. And then once you have tension off the belt, you've got the bolt here holding the alternator to the tensioner, and you remove that, and then you remove this big bolt that's holding the alternator in place up here. And I actually had to take a pry bar to weed it out. Oh man. That's another problem with these cars. You drop stuff in and it goes into no man's land. Anyway, I had to weed it off of this mounting bracket right here with a pry bar. It's on there so tight. So that was the easy part. I could get it undone. I couldn't get it out of the car. So I had to undo. There's a tab right here for securing part of the wire harness, and I bent that tab over. Still couldn't get it out. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to remove next. So I've got to remove the bracket holding part of the AC hose in place, and you cannot see that bolt holding it in place, which is it's on the bracket right here. Anyway, you can't see that bolt. So in order to see the bolt and actually get to it, I removed the windshield washer fluid hose and moved it over to one side. Alright, and also removed the wiring for the AC pressure right here. Remove that, and then once this the clip was undone, then I could move this hose, but it's snapped in place back here, so I had to unsnap it out of its mounting. Let's see where my screwdriver is. Okay, yeah, unsnapped it out of this clip right back here. Got that hose out of the way, but that still wasn't enough room. So then came in here and undid the clamp, the bracket holding this line in place, and to this point right here, and then mushed this out of the way and mushed this out of the way, and that finally came out. But it was still very tight, so everything had to wiggle out of the way, and there's just barely enough room to get that thing out of there. And so now you know as much as I do. You have to take off a half dozen things to get the alternator out. And I have a lot of respect for these Lexus mechanics. It takes some stones to do this crap.